Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. You've tuned into the official YouTube channel of Law Sisto, and today we are trying to understand abatement. Abatement has been codified within the provisions of the IPC Section 107 till Section 120 of the IPC. Give a detailed codification of abatement. They tell us what is abatement, tell us who is an abatter, they tell us what are the liabilities, and they even tell us what are the punishments for abatement. I personally feel that our viewers should understand and look into this topic from a more broader perspective and not only for the purpose of writing down answers in exams. Abatement is a concept is which can be cryptic. You will be perplexed if you do a detailed research for on abatement. However, the basic idea lies in understanding the premise of having abatement as one of the crimes or offenses within under any domestic law. So let us first understand various stages of what a crime is, because till the time you don't understand crime, I don't think you would be equipped enough to understand abatement. I personally feel that crime can be categorized in 4 stages, and these 4 stages are in some sort of a particular order, and that is how they have to be followed for a crime to be a crime or for an offense to be an offense. Firstly, it is the intention, or if I have to talk, in specific legal language, formation of mens rea. Until and unless there is no intention, no crime can be instigated or can be started. That is when we first have intention. Then there is formation of a preparatory stage of a crime. So when the intention now moves forward and the person or persons are involved in making preparations for the crime. Third is when you move into the attempt, that is when you attempt the crime. And fourth is any and all injuries that are caused. These are 4 stages of a crime. If I have to talk about abatement can never fit as a crime if I use these 4 stages, because these 4 stages are by and large for mostly all the crimes. But then there comes crimes like abatement, which cannot be categorized or cannot be put or cannot be labeled as an offense if you look into these 4 stages, because technically all 4 stages are not fulfilled in abatement. Abatement lies somewhere in between these 4 stages. Therefore, a lot of scholars have said that technically, in order to label abatement as a crime is difficult, because all the writings and theories of understanding a crime are not in line with abatement. Therefore, abatement is a different concept. It is a concept that was brought about with the premise or with the idea to broaden the horizon of criminal law. Try and understand, the IPC was always aimed to deal with crimes, and crimes have varied application, varied sides. Therefore, in order to totally eradicate all forms of crimes, you first have to look into all stages of crimes as well. Therefore, for all stages, you have to keep different offenses under the IPC to deal with these crimes. Let me make you aware of how abatement works. We've already made a video on the legalities of suicide, where we have very briefly discussed abatement and how it is in line with suicide. Today we'll look into abatement from a different perspective of an offense. Now, if for example A approaches B for the purpose of asking him to commit a crime, and when A approaches B, B vehemently denies and says no to committing the crime or even moving into the preparatory phase of committing the crime. Now, technically, all of you will think that this is not there is no offense that has happened within this discussion. But mind you, the criminal mind or the mens rea or the intention of A is still there, because even if B has denied, A will approach C, or A might approach D, or A might approach E, and after approaching all of these individuals, one of them might say yes to committing the crime or to moving forward to the preparatory phase, which means that today, if the crime is not happening, it might happen in future or perhaps on some other day, but it will happen because the person who perhaps has the intention to commit the crime is still roaming around in the society and is not behind bars. Therefore, the aim of the IPC was to bring about individuals who have the intention, because always understand, for any offense to be committed, for any crime to be committed, the very first stage is intention. An individual who has no intention to commit a crime might not move forward to committing the crime. When a person tries to influence me to commit a crime, I might not have the intention to commit the crime. I don't have the intention to kill, suppose X. But then when A comes to me, instigating me, provoking me, telling me, and trying to brainwash me to commit a crime, that is when my intention will move, and that is where the entire very first phase of committing a crime starts. Therefore, any individual who has an intention to commit a crime, who is roaming around in the society, is a future criminal. But in the eyes of law, if we have the provision of abatement, that person will be criminal right now. Why? Because in this discussion with A and B, when he asks B to commit a crime and he says no, B can very easily approach the police and tell them that the person has asked me to commit a crime, and then police can catch A and put him behind bars only and only when there is a provision like abatement in the law. Therefore, it is important to, in order to broaden the horizon of criminal law, it's important to have abatement, because crimes have different shades attached to it, and you have to deal with all these shades. That is why section 107 that defines abatement makes us aware of the very premise of having this law. Even when the law framers wanted to have abatement, that this was the same analogy and same premise they were advocating. When we look into defining abatement, I think we have section 107, which defines abatement. Then we have sections till 120 of the IPC that give a detailed understanding of abatement, how it functions, what are the punishments, and everything. Today, when we look into abatement, I think all our viewers should look into the criminal manuals and have a fair reading of this section. When I refer to my criminal manual, I think I can give you my understanding of the definition is simple. The definition lies on 3 important points: instigating, conspiring, and aiding. These 3 are the main provision that I can write down in order to understand abatement. See, the section that lays down the definition for abatement, that is 107, says that it basically takes place when a person abets the doing of a thing by A, instigating a person to do that thing, or B, engaging with another person or persons in a conspiracy to do the thing, and C, intentionally aiding a person to do the thing. Now, whenever these 3 criteria are fulfilled, or even in cases when one of these criteria is fulfilled, we can say the person is an abetter and abatement is happening. Mind you, abatement is some sort of a contract in itself as well, not really under law, but it is a conspiracy, it is a contract, it is some sort of an agreement between 2 or more individuals. A person alone cannot move forward with abatement. More people are involved in abatement, though I'm not saying they will be tried under the same law, but then a better will be tried under the laws of abatement. But in order to deal with the crime, there will be more individuals involved. Now, it is important to note that whenever we are discussing abatement, the rationale is the most important thing. You will deal with plethora of laws that deal with similar ideas, similar shades of crime. In layman's language, what is abatement is my final question. How will I make a person understand the concept of abatement who has no understanding of law? I will tell him that whenever a person tries to motivate you and help you to do an act, maybe also gives you a pep talk if possible to do something, that is called motivation. When my father tells me to study and gives me number of successful people who have worked hard in their life and have now achieved that level of success, that is when he's trying to motivate me to study. Because of course I'm not studying, that is why he's telling me to study. and I'm then motivated by his words, and after that I sit down to study. This is called motivating someone. This is called motivation. However, when this is done to commit a crime, when this is done to commit an offense, for example, when a person tells me, now I won't use the word motivation but in this case I'll probably use when a person instigates me or pushes me to an extent where he wants me to commit a crime, let's say suicide, let's say murder, let's say any other crime, and this person who is pushing me to commit a crime, this process becomes abetment. The person who is pushing me to commit the crime becomes the abetter, and under the provisions of IPC from 107 till 120, there are laws that regulate this entire process and laid down what is the punishment for this process. This is a simple understanding of abetment, and I've initially given you the premise for having abetment. Now, what lies here and what is important for our viewers to notice, that whenever you will understand and read more about abetment, it will make you realize that abetment is a complicated process when you move into the detailing. From above it looks very simple, but when you look into case laws, when you look into a lot of existing situations and examples, it will make you realize of how abetment functions. Therefore, I want you to use and even exploit the comment section and ask various questions so that we can give you an answer, because when we make an educational video, our foremost purpose is to give you a basics and make you understand of the bare minimum. Now, however your mind functions and grasps this information, and however you utilize hypothetical situations, only then we would be able to answer these questions, because in our minds we'll have plethora of hypotheses and plethora of hypothetical situations which we can bring in and give you an example, but that might just confuse you. Therefore, exploit the comment section, ask your questions, and we'll give answers to all of them. Thank you and cheers.